Dear students, welcome back to Bishop Academy online classes. Today we have to get discussed over the second chapter of economics, that is sectors of Indian economy. It is third video of this chapter in which we have to discuss over how to generate more employment. So here students, you know that India have both the urban as well as rural areas, and creating employment in both these areas have a different method or means. As in rural area we could increase employment, as the most of the work of rural areas is associated with agriculture. That's why we have to make provision for assured irrigation. Second, multiple and mixed cropping, and also we should arrange agro based industries, as well as we should apply land reforms. Even use of modern means and methods in agriculture also become beneficial for people living in rural areas. As modern means, these are the tools, machines, equipments, etc., as well as methods, mixed cropping, multiple cropping, which you already study, and even high yielding varieties, use of sufficient fertilizers, manures, etc. Even the person need institutional and economical supports. Institutionals from various type of agricultural universities, and economical support from banks like Kisan credit card, through which the person could get input credit for their agricultural work. Even government founded programs would be done to generate more and more employment in rural areas. In urban areas, you find that infrastructural development works provide more employment to the people living in urban areas. Even government should provide more support to MSME, that is micro, small and medium industries. Such type of industries provide more employment opportunities to the remote area of the town. Next, control over migration. As you find, most of the person that has been moving towards the cities created various type of problem to the city, and that's why it become essential for government to stop it, so that the, you can say, more unemployed person could not be found within the rural area, urban areas. Along with it, development of basic facilities like water supplies, hospitals, various type of small retailers, etc., or paddlers could also provide more employment to the people living in urban areas. Even development in tours and tourism facilities also become very beneficial in urban areas, as the people have a lot of money and absence of time. That's why the guides or transport services, etc., provide sufficient opportunities to those persons which need employment. Even education in the urban areas should be job oriented, so that after getting education, none of the person remain unemployed. Person become capable of performing various type of jobs, and that's why nowadays in most of the urban areas vocational courses started, and even the government provide too much care over it. Even government funded programs, works programs could also be done with the help of rural urban self government like municipality, etc. Now, to solve, as you find in both of the cases, there one thing is common: government funded program. So, where we see in urban areas, most of the private individuals also contribute a lot to provide more employment to the people, but such type of thing could not be seen in rural areas. So, in rural areas, Indian government started Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005 to provide more and more employment to the village persons, so that they could remain within the village and did not migrate towards urban centers and never create problems of law and order in urban areas. So, here you find that government assure 100 days unskilled work to a family in rural areas under this program. Okay. Along with it, it have provisions for unemployment allowance. If the person could not be capable of getting 100 days work, then the government provide them unemployment allowance for the rest of the date to which the person could not get employment. Along with it, it have also provision for self-governance in village, as most of the affairs of this Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act has been controlled by village panchayats. They make planning for work, they distribute the work among the people, and also work for transparency in this program. So, here you find it have provisions for transparency, means whatever happening within the village, the documents of the program or expenditure could be known to people. Any person of the village could see any type of document related to this particular program. So, it is associated with the dream of our national father Mahatma Gandhi's Gram Swaraj, in which he make a provision that the village of India would be much capable, so that they do not always need the help of union or state governments. In this aspect, this program provide a lot of strength to the village. Now, we have to know about the sectors on the base of terms of employment. So, on the base of terms of employment, the sectors has been divided into two parts. First come to be known as organized sector, and second unorganized sector. Those persons which are working in organized sector have certain advantages, and those having work in unorganized sector have to suffer a lot. First of all, we have to understand what these sectors are. So, organized sectors are those sectors that is recognized by government, and that is why they follow all rules of the government, like minimum wage act, along with it provisions for healthy and safe environment. Such type of things are applied here. Even it provide job security to the persons involved in it. Okay. Even it gives extra benefits to persons like paid holidays, even medical facilities and various other type of perks, etc. On unorganized sector, it is not recognized by the government, that is why it do not follow most of the rules of the government, and due to it the people that have been working here have to face a number of problems, out of which the very most serious problem is it provide job insecurity to the persons. Means unorganized sector could taken out any of the employees at any time, okay, and the person could not what you called stand against it. Along with it, it never gives extra benefits to the person like paid holiday, like medical facilities. If the person become ill, then the person do not get wage for that particular date. Even if some of the medicines also required, so this firm that has been taking the service of this particular person could not provide help to this person. Okay? That is why those persons working in unorganized sectors, their life considered as a curse, and that is why most of the guardian encouraged you to get associated with organized sector, because organized sector is a boon for persons that has been working in it, and unorganized sector is a curse for all those persons that has been working there. Now we have to know about the sectors on the basis of terms of ownership, who is the owner of these particular firms. So here it divided into two parts, private sectors and public sectors. In private sector you find it is run with profit motive, means here the person who is the owner of these firms do all the things to earn more and more profit. On the other hand, public sector run with social motive, so that prosperity could be achieved within the society. On the other hand, you find that it is concentrated in urban and developed areas. Which? Private sector. Private sector mostly works in where? Urban areas and developed areas. On the other hand, public sector work in, it is concentrated in rural or underdeveloped areas. Okay? Third point is it produce or distribute luxurious or huge demand creating goods. The things which have a lot of demand in the market, private sector involved in the production and distribution of these things, while public sector produce and distribute essential commodities which have scarcity. The things which are not could not be found within the market. So public sector work to produce it, so that the people of the country could get it. Next, period to 1991, the sector could not contribute much in Indian economical growth due to government policies, as government do not provide have a lot of restrictions over the growth of this private sector or even the foreign direct investment. Okay? And in public sector, period to 1991, only this sector contribute in Indian economy due to government policies, as government do not permit private individuals to be the part of development. And that is why even it have various type of licensing rules to govern these private sectors. Okay? There are various points which considered in the mind while deciding it. As India has its own bitter experience of exploitation due to presence of East India Company in India, which make India a colony of Britain. Okay? That is why Indian policy maker do not permitted this private sector or the foreign investor to come in India and invest. Okay? Up in 1991, when the Indian government become capable of competing with foreign producers and multinational companies, it adopted the policy of LPG. L for, look here, it is LPG. Here L stands for L liberalization, P stands for privatization, and G stands for globalization. Okay? L liberalization means government become more liberal towards private sector and foreign investors. Privatization, it provide what? Partiality against foreign investor, okay, and tried its best to boost private sector of the country. Even most of the sectors that has been preserved for government itself, government provide authority to private individuals to enter in the core areas of production. Okay? So, it is due to the policy of privatization, and overall it open all the market, all the restrictions from the market, and let it to be run on the theory of demand and supply. Means private individuals or foreign investors, if India have some demand, they are free to fulfill it through their own term and conditions. Okay? Is that clear to you? So, with these things, the chapter get completed, and if you have some confusion remain with you related to this chapter, you could ask it to me in the comment of this particular video, so that I could make the terms much clear for you. Have a nice day.